So Mick's 4 years at Gordon College was coming to an end, and he was getting ready to graduate. So he was job hunting, and he started sending out resumes here, there, and everywhere. And then one day he came to me and he said, I think I'm supposed to go teach in a Christian school. And I said to him, they don't pay too much. And he said, yeah, I know. And here, I was gearing up to finally we're going to be graduating and he's going to get a normal job and we'll have a normal income and we won't have to struggle so much. And he's talking about going to teach in a Christian school. And he said to me, I want to feel the freedom to share my faith with the kids. I feel that's a big part of what I'm supposed to do, because he does have quite a story to tell. I hope I can share that with you sometime. And he said, I also want my kids in a Christian school. And usually the only way we'll be able to afford that is if it comes, because I'm a teacher there, that the kids can go for free. So it made sense, and he felt so strongly about it, I wasn't going to question him. I was going to support him. And so he started looking for a Christian school. And West End Christian School in Hopewell, Virginia, had us come down for an interview, and they wanted to hire him. The salary, $9,000 a year. I was kind of shocked. It was really low. And for that, he was going to be teaching full-time. He was going to be coaching. He was going to be athletic director and some after-school counseling things it was a lot of work. But he felt strongly that that's where the Lord was going to have him go. He had a peace about it. He said, I'll get a part-time job, somehow we'll make it, and we got to at least start there and see what happens. So someone at the West End Christian School said they would get us a U-Haul, another blessing, and they paid for the U-Haul. A good friend of my husband from college, a young fella named Cal, said he would drive the U-Haul down for us so Mick could drive our family down in the station wagon. And we moved to Hopewell, Virginia, for him to start as the physical education teacher at West End Christian School. We loved it there. We loved the people. They were wonderful. Now, the house we got, we hadn't seen this one either, because the lovely folks there said they would find us a house because we were coming from Massachusetts and that would be difficult. And they found us a cute little rancher with a big family room built on the back that made it doable to rent. And it had 3 bedrooms and a little galley kitchen. It had a living room, dining room combo kind of thing, and then this nice big room on the back that had the washer and dryer on one end, and then a family room. And it had a nice fenced-in yard in a decent area of town, kind of a suburby-looking area. And it was only about, a half mile from the church and the school, so that was good. And we moved in, and we were very happy in that little house. $265 a month plus utilities was a challenge on $9,000 a year. So Mick started looking for a part-time job, and he got a job after school on the nights that he didn't have to stay after for games and coaching and stuff. He would work 4 hours in Richmond, Virginia at Thurston Motor Lines, loading big heavy tires onto tractor trailer beds. The box things, he would fill those things up with tires after school at night. And then he'd come home, midnight or so and fall. He worked hard, and he did that for a long time. He did everything he could to provide for our family. And I did some babysitting. And we did qualify for food stamps because our income was so low, but we had said once he graduates, we had chose to have a large family. We had chosen to go into Christian education. And we didn't feel the taxpayers or the world should have to pick up the slack for those decisions we made in faith. So we decided that, the Lord was going to provide, and he would do it either through jobs or he would do it through his church, who was getting the benefits of my husband being there as a teacher for those kids and being a good male role model for them and the sacrifices he was making. But we kept trying to, support ourselves. And we did have some insurance now through the school, which was wonderful. And I had heard that a nearby town, Petersburg, had a TV station, Channel 8, and at that TV station they had a show called Good Morning Virginia, which aired, I don't know if it was just before or just after Good Morning America. And I thought, sounds like they would run the type of program that would like to have something for the homemakers to see. And I wrote them a little note telling them what I did with my couponing and my refunding, and asked them if they would like to, have me on to share and they did. They wanted me to come in and do a little interview on their Good Morning Virginia program, and I could advertise my manual. Well, I did that. I went in and gave my little talk and got some nice feedback orders for my manual. But then their news station also wanted to follow me through a grocery store there in Petersburg. And so we did that, and I was able again to offer my manual, and I sold some more that way. And I got some speaking engagements for $50 a night, so that gave me some money that way. That was a good thing. And I continued to do babysitting. I continued to do my couponing and refunding because we really had to make those pennies stretch in order to feed our family. But we were doing it. We loved those kids at West End Christian School. West End Hopewell was not a well-to-do area. It was kind of depressed. And the kids that came to the school were not from well-to-do homes, but they appreciated everything anyone did for them. A lot of them were there on scholarships, even though the tuition at that school was not that high because the people couldn't afford much higher. The West End, I think it was West End Presbyterian Church, PCA Church, was very instrumental in that school. They sponsored the school. They really had an outreach to the kids in that area, and they did good work there. So we did enjoy our 2 years there. When we left 2 years later, it was to travel to our home in Maryland, and it was to go to another school, and that salary started at $17,000 a year. So that was a step up, and I still continued to do my couponing and refunding. Oh, while we were in Virginia, we had another daughter. So we now had 3 daughters and 2 sons for 5 kids when we lived in Virginia. So we moved to Maryland, and Mick started in another Christian school there, and our kids were able to enroll in that school. And for a long time, it was a really good fit. He was there, I think, 10 years, almost 11 years. It was a really good fit for that length of time, and our kids got a good education there. And our 3 oldest graduated from the school in Maryland. Then the hard things happened. So I think I'll end here, and I'll get into the those of you who pray for me, because it's going to be difficult to know just how to word the next part of this series. Just pray for me.